Okay, welcome back, Spuns. It's gonna be day 1, round 2, game 1, first half. We're gonna be able to see FAV versus AWG here. With the first two bans, it seems like we're gonna be going for the double rescuer bans first. From the survivor side, they could potentially choose out the wildling first. Yeah, the wildling, and then we're gonna go with puppeteer as well. Seems like for Japan server, we want to actually use a puppeteer here as much as possible. Next ban is gonna be followed by aeroplanist. That simply just means that there's no two tie turner situation here anymore. So maybe from the survivor side, they could actually choose out Embomber if they want to, or what I wanted to say was anti-courier, but it seems like they made a choice of seer. I guess that makes sense, but the only small reason with the only small issue with Seer is even if you go against Opera, even if you go against Ivy, it's just fully counterable from Seer. So Seer really doesn't have that much of a big use. We're gonna be able to see Cheerleader fully banned there, followed by a Coordinator here as well. Seems like we decided to ban Cheerleader because of the Seer. So Cheerleader was banned simply because of the fact that Seer existed. We kind of want to make sure that we look during the time, you know, oh, we don't know when Ivy will scream, which is why, like, oh, if Seer doesn't get to give the Outlaw time, at least cheerleader can still cheer during this time as well. But for Shiking here, for Shiking, honestly, Opera isn't the worst here. I think for Shiki, he definitely could choose an opera singer, because like if you decide to choose out Ivy, you know, that's a 4-hit Nameko, 3-hit tower, well maybe 2-hit Tawash, depending on if you can get the gun out or not. But then like because of the fact that, you know, Cordy exists, I think Ivy gets countered by Cordy, so Cordy counters Ivy, this counters Ivy, and then this kind of counters Ivy too. But it seems like for Shiking right now, we're gonna go for the full-fledged Ivy pick. Ivy wouldn't be the best, but also wouldn't be the worst. Let's just say it this way, okay? And it is also still Leo's memories. So we chose Leo, so then the survivors will have an easier time with containing the opera singer. But it seems like for air spawn selection mode we go, it's gonna be wildling spawning in middle, puppeteer on towards the right hand side, meanwhile Seer in 2-story, and then coordinator at shack. We're gonna be able to see the hunter spawning by Moongate here. With Moongate in mind, we're most likely going to be using our main body to go towards Cordy, and then probably leech on towards Seer. Teleporting towards Seer probably would be the best case scenario here from Shiking side. But since this is a relatively big map and Seer is also in 2-story, the chances of Shiking actually trying to cipher control is going to be a little bit hard. It will be a little bit harder. And you know, if everyone decides to bring Windows speed boost here, I'd say for Shiking side, have we decided to bring warp for this one, or are we gonna be going for the full-fledged blink with insolence? Because if we have trump card, at least we can really run warp. But if it's instance detention, it will be blink. We're gonna be blinking it all the way through. It seems like we will be. And then from the survivor side, you're gonna be able to see a double tie turner on the wildling and of course the puppeteer, and then a triple window speed boost, coordinators here, and the puppeteer here once again. No bar time from the puppeteer side. We're gonna be moving on straight towards the first game of FAV versus AWG, game 1 first half, and I'm your commentator Kuroshiro. And I'm just doing that simply because of the fact that I'm practicing for IVT or IVC. I don't know which one comes next, but let's see here. Shiking, throwing out Phantom form. We're going to be looking at going for... So we're going to be looking at Seer first and foremost, but we're not moving our main body, which is a little bit annoying for me. Meanwhile, no, the main body was moving, but it kind of stopped at shack. We're gonna look for Puppeteer here instead. I mean, Puppeteer wouldn't be the worst chase, but I also don't think that he's the best chase in this case scenario. Did we get a scream on Puppeteer at least? We didn't. So we're still looking at Puppeteer right now. We most likely want to go back to Seer. Seer already has 24 stacks, but it seems like we teleported too late right there. Puppeteer... Okay. We want Cordy. Okay, I guess we want Cordy then if that's the case. Coordinator by Moongate here with that cipher machine decoding progress. Okay, no, that's a wildling. To be honest with you, 60 seconds in towards the game and this is happening. It's not the best case scenario because I mean, okay, fair enough, they're not decoding as much, but also at the same time, Seer can be leashed here once again. Oh, that's a very beautiful 40 stack, but then 59, that's a 59 fear stack. That's not enough here, especially for a Seer. If Ivy decides to scream Wish Phantom Force, Seer can just look back immediately before he throws an owl on him. So in this case scenario, the first what again? The first fear will actually not work here. We're not looking back. Are we looking? Is Seer looking? Seer isn't sure. Oh, okay, we blink open here instead. Blink opening saved us a lot of time here because right now in this situation, we're waiting for Scream. We got the 100% Scream, and that's gonna be an immediate hit down. Nothing that Seer can do in that situation, but from our point of view, it's already 110 seconds in towards the game. Most likely 100 and, well, most likely 120 by the time we actually get the chair down. And let's see, it's gonna be around almost 3 cipher machines there, since everyone decoded just well, we decoded 6 cipher machines. There's 2 almost done, and then 1.5, and then 3 just started. And then we want to use our shadow form to stop them from decoding here as much as possible. But for Nameko, it doesn't really matter because he's gonna be finished off his cipher machine pretty soon. We don't okay, we got the Scream, we got the Leech, great. We're gonna wait, 60, 70, 80, wait, we're gonna hit right here. Okay, can we get a 100? We got 98 on the Wilding, that's a little bit unfortunate. But also from the Wilding's point of view, we did get the Scream on though. Does Seer have nostalgic? No, does Seer have nostalgic? No, he doesn't. Okay, Seer not having nostalgic here might hurt a little bit for Opera Singer, especially with the fact that if Seer manages to get away here, we could be potentially looking for a cell situation. We don't necessarily have to get Puppeteer to come in to rescue. Just let Coordinator come in and... No, actually, sorry, I'm wrong. Puppeteer doesn't heal well, so... Yeah, Puppeteer heals too long, so you need Puppeteer to come in to rescue and then Cordy to heal or body block. But it seems like we're gonna be able to find a Seer here anyway. There's gonna be no rebound kite potential, but that's gonna be an immediate 100 stack fear. And it seems like in this case scenario, it's more than enough for Seer to go back in straight towards the basement. We're also using ETN here, Phantom Form, to go straight towards Wilding's chair. We're going to do a lot of map pressure here from Shiking's side. But even with Shiking here on mind, okay, we're looking for Wilding. Wilding can definitely get on board that, but that also means that he's not the best case chase here for us. Wilding already got on board, nice. And it's going to be Coordinator coming in for... No, it's not Coordinator. It's going to be Puppeteer coming in for the rescue. Puppeteer needs to be a little bit mindful of how he plays this one as well, because we did get a rescue there, but we didn't get the mini form out. So I'm assuming in this case scenario, we're just going to let Seer go. And it's going to be around 3.5 cipher machine decoding progress done by the time that Seer has got back on chair. Wilding still hasn't been healed just yet. I feel like Wilding could be healed, but since Wilding's gonna have more in the next 6 seconds anyways, he should be fine, more or less. That's gonna be an 89% cipher machine decoding progress. We most likely want to get the 90% cipher machine done from Coordinator side, but that 58% at 2-story is going to be just a tad bit hard here for any survivor that wants to come by. Yes, there are a few pallets nearby to use, but gonna be a bit hard to use here. Okay then, we have Wily on board, great. Who else is there? There is currently no one. There's currently a Kairu here who's trying to get rid of the tombstones nearby. We could definitely go after Coordinator here, but going after Coordinator simply means that you're gonna get gunned. Ah, okay, the gun didn't come out. A bit unfortunate, but it's good that it didn't come out, I guess, because it just barely reached 100 right there. Okay then, Coordinator has 40% stack on fear. We have the other 2 cipher machine almost done right here. We can definitely get a leech on towards Wilding and then teleport straight towards Wilding, but sadly we don't have that max presence pollen skill that I still haven't checked out what the name is. I actually will check it out now. Just give me a quick second while I still commentate. 72% cipher machine, that's going to be the cipher machine a little bit closely towards middle, but even with the cipher machine closely towards the middle right here, you have to get rid of the tombstone first before you actually decide to do anything else. Yeah, so that's 17% information decoded by Cordy. Cordy is going to be able to get the leech here, but we won't teleport anytime soon. There is also Nameko nearby as well. 79% cipher machine decoding progress, but we just need to realize that, you know, Wildling has Boar, so if we can get the body block here, that's what we need the most. Do we get the body block? We did get the body block right there. Very beautifully done by Namiko, but sadly we didn't get the puppet out in this case scenario. Coordinator is still nearby, but Cordy has melee, so that's fine there as well. Cordy's Fear Sack's going down pretty fast right here, and now then, in this case scenario, what I would say is we're going to be leeching on towards Namiko and teleporting straight towards Namiko, and there's nothing else we can do in this situation. Okay, Cordy, in this, like, the only small issue here is everyone rotate. Well, let's just say probably should have been on a little bit of a better area for Namiko's side, but for Coordinator here as well, she doesn't necessarily have to stop decoding. But because for Coordinator, even if the teleportation came out, we definitely could get the cipher machine done in 2-story here. So like the moment Ivy teleports away is basically the moment for us to go as well. It seems like Wildling's coming down here as well. Meanwhile, Coordinator's decoding pretty chill, but also at the same time, Coordinator, even if you throw that out, there's nothing you can do. You may be able to stop Coordinator for decoding for 1 second, but it's not enough. It's not enough. That's going to be 40 stacks stacked on towards Cordy. Wildling got down, trying to buy a little bit more time here. 80, 90, 80, 81. That's going to be a blink down here on Wildling. A little bit unfortunate, but there's nothing we could have done in that situation. Coordinator getting leashed there immediately. We do see what Coordinator is, but Cordy does have a gun if we get the chair here. Seems like we're going to be leaving our phantom form here. We're going to be leaving Ethan here for Ivy to go straight towards Cordy. Could kind of guess what Coordinator is, but Cordy with just a gun might not be enough for that dungeon escape. Shiking here, seems like he's going to be able to secure that 4-man elimination regardless of what happens this game. We are going to speed this process up by just a little bit. We're going to play it by 2. Coordinator running straight in towards Shock. That's going to be the pallet broken right there. And now we're still waiting for Wildling to get up. Wildling's definitely 99% self-heal rate, but with this in mind, we are chilling. We got the hit right over the pallet. Very nicely done. But I mean, oh, well, what can we do in this situation? That's going to be a 100 stack on towards Wildling. Wildling goes down. Cordy currently healing, which is great for Cordy, but Wildling is going to be slugged anyway. So this more or less should be a 4-man elimination, even with a Cordy with a gun. Okay, that's going to be Cordy 26 stacks. Cordy right here, gun can definitely come out, but will this gun get on the wall? That's a good question, right? Will the gun be on the wall? Lul. Okay, that's a scream, but it's not enough. We got another scream right there as well. 82, 84, 86. It's going up slowly. Coordinator in a bit of an open area right there. And there goes down Cordy. Okay, let's move on to our second half then, shall we? Okay, straight on towards our second half we go. It's going to be Irohasu here coming out for AWG Survivor side. No, Hunter side. And then Survivor side is going to be FAV, Appai, Dacho, Nerisu, and Felix. More or less first 2 bands you could be going for the, I think in Bomber first band wouldn't be the worst, but you could also go with what Shikin decided to do last game with the double rescuer bands there as well. That might actually not be the worst case scenario, but it seems like for Irohasu here it's going to be the C and then in Bomber first 2 bands. I feel like first year you shouldn't really be too worried about the Owl coming out, especially when you're playing Ivy as well on that side. Now to counter against Ivy you do need a little bit of, you know, how do I say, you do need a little bit of a more niche or an out of meta pick, but I guess that's usually just how it works in this case scenario. For Survivor side we're going to be going for Acrobat and then okay, you know what, Lawyer is a brilliant pick. Lawyer is honestly speaking a brilliant pick. Even after his nerf he is still really strong. Like really strong. So with this case scenario, right, for Lawyer, the good thing about Lawyer is that he basically does not need to look back at all. He can look through walls, in which this means that you're basically not looking at the Hunter. So for Ivy here, it's a perfect containment. But then it might be a bit of an issue if we're going, this guy counters both Ivy and Opera, so that's really good from the Survivor side with the Lawyer first pick and getting that away. Puppeteer is going to be banned next. You could follow this up with a Rescuer then, in this case scenario, so then we're going to be able to get the Aeroplanus out for the speed boost. So Aeroplanus here is for the decoding boost, so it's for the decode boost. And last one I would say more or less Merc, yeah. You need to get rid of one of the Rescuers, it'll be fun. But then I still feel like, you know, maybe for Mercenary, no. Maybe for mercenary, no. Maybe about first officer instead. Because for mercenary, at least if you can get a teleportation, it's one elbow pad gone. But for first officer, I guess it's kind of the same thing. But you know what? Maybe for first officer, it's kind of the same thing. But first officer only has 2 items, so it doesn't really matter in that case scenario. Okay, sorry, I was wrong. So Ida Hasu, the Merc Bandit was really good. Really, 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 really good right there. This looks more like Ivy for me then. It really does look more like for Ivy for me, because, well, you could run Opera. Opera is definitely doable, but everyone's gonna have Windows speed boost at least. Everyone's gonna be bringing Windows speed boost here at least, so it might be just a little bit hard. It might be just a little bit hard. Oh, let me draw. That is the best thing I can do for knee-jerk reflex. It looks like a human in a box, but it's knee-jerk reflex. Anyways, Hasu here coming out as Ivy. Ivy, there's not much you can do in this situation then, I guess, when Ivy comes out. The only thing here is, right, Lawyer has to spawn in Shack, because if Lawyer doesn't spawn in Shack here, it'll be a little bit harder to play. Lawyer in Shack, Felix in middle, meanwhile you have the first officer on the right hand side, meanwhile Acrobat is, no, Lawyer's in 2-story, Acrobat in Shack, and then of course it's going to be Ivy spawning by Moongate here. It's going to be a little bit of an interesting pick. Really, really, really interesting pick from the Hunter side, because the Hunter definitely needs a formal elimination here, also going to be finished up with a 5-2 maybe, round 1. But since this is still Ivy, let's see how the game goes. We are playing with pros here anyways. I mean, last game they didn't do bad. Last game they definitely didn't do bad, but I just feel like maybe we definitely can start to counter Ivy sooner or later. We probably is from week 2 onwards, we slowly start figuring out, oh hey, this is how we can actually counter Ivy. But with this in mind, we're going to be able to see the 2 coaches bowing here and then shaking. Persona-wise, it's going to be, let's see here, double tie turning here on both the aeroplanist and first officer, but we need to make sure that we know that aeroplanist does not have borrowed time. It's going to be Windows speed boost tie turn on the aeroplanist, and then the double tie turning here on both Acrobat and the Lawyer. It seems like for Irahasu Ivy here, we're going to be running instant detention followed up by a blink. It's going to be 4-0. It's 5-0 right now for FAV. Hasu here needing a 4-1 elimination. We're going to be moving on straight towards the game. Okay then, main body rushing straight towards Shack, and we are going to be having Yetian here going a little bit closely towards 2-story. We do see where Aeroplanus is as well, but we did get the leech on there. I don't think that was the best leech, but it is what it is in that situation. If you decide to leech her, you might as well teleport towards Aeroplanus just to force something out of him, maybe. Apai being nearby here as the Acrobat. Acrobat does have quite a bit of room to contain. But even with the amount of room to contain here, we're currently holding on. This is a very good area to actually leech in, because now Acrobat cannot decode containing that area anymore. Acrobat holding on towards the ball. We're currently looking at the 67 stun, and Apai here. That's a huge mistake, but there's nothing you can do within this huge mistake, because we're at such a bad area here. We're not nearby just yet. We're holding on towards the ball, but it's going to be a matter of 20 seconds by the time that Ivy can actually fear the Acrobat, because we're just waiting to get a little bit closer towards Acrobat. Right here, we're looking, nice, and that's gonna be Acrobat down immediately. 65 seconds in towards the game. This is way faster compared to the last 3 Ivy games we've seen. Persona wise, it's gonna be instant detention alongside with double pallet breaking, cipher lock, and berserker, followed up by panic from berserker. Now then, we do see where Felix is, so we're going to lock on towards Felix right now. We're most likely not going to be teleported out here as well. Dacho currently trying to run straight towards the basement as fast as possible, but with this in mind, if Dacho is just a tiny bit late, we're going to be able to go on towards Lawyer. Just put this downstairs, or you could put it upstairs if you want to, but there is really no point in what I would say. I'd say in this case scenario, right, you should just teleport out towards the Lawyer and then teleport back once you got your leech on first officer. That's going to be the best case scenario here for Irohasu, but he seems like he's playing a very safe right now. We did see the footprints. Footprints will be shown here to survivors, but from what I know, you could potentially, no, you can't teleport out just yet, because you have Aeroplanus here. We could teleport out to the aeroplanist. Okay, we do see where Arrow is. We can just link and then teleport Arrow. Teleport Arrow. Nice teleportation towards aeroplanist right now. Arrow currently on around 22 stack. But even with aeroplanist right here, it's just going to be a hover issue away. Hover did create just a little bit of a distance here. IV 4.64 meters per second walking speed. We're going to be able to get that fear struck on towards our aeroplanist. But even with aeroplanist here in mind, we are looking. We do have 2 seconds left until our fear is ready. That's going to be a beautiful sandwich situation done by Ivy here. Okay then, if that's the case, aeroplanist does have one more jetpack here remaining, but even with the last jetpack here on mind, it should be a formal elimination here for AWG's Hunter side. Unless we want to change targets here towards Lawyer immediately, but it wouldn't be actually the worst case scenario because we are at max presence. There's going to be first officer nearby teleporting straight towards the first officer here. First officer, we could not get a scream. We did not get a scream on there sadly because we were worried that first officer would use his pocket watch in order to get the leech off him. But it seems like right now, 3.5 cipher machine just about to be done. Just about to be done right here. We're going to be able to blink open here. But I feel like with the blink open, it might be a little bit questionable because we do see the other 2 survivors currently healing. Okay, the other 2 survivors currently healing right here. Can we see them? Can we see them? Ivy is not going to be able to see. No, we do see him. Okay, Leech, teleport. Very nice, Leech, very nice. Teleport, we're going to be looking for Lawyer here. Lawyer is going to be the best case scenario. And we've basically done a really good job of locking another containment area here. Seems like Lawyer's going to be running towards the outer skirts. And Lawyer trying to gain just a little bit of movement speed boost there as well. We're trying to force Lawyer back towards a very bad area here near our range of fog. Well, near our range of terror, let's say. But with aeroplanist there fully healed. No items remaining from aeroplanist side, but also Lawyer is looking around. The target has been changed. We have Lawyer on the field. Lawyer is such a good first pick. A very good first pick here against Ivy. For Felix, you could just immediately scream there and then get a normal hit, and you could potentially look for first officer here within the next 27 odd seconds. But where it seems like we're gonna be going back for Lawyer here instead, getting stuck there just a little bit unfortunate. Dacho's still on the run. Like, the down was really fast, but I feel like we could have done a lot more in basement instead of just idling around. We could have definitely teleported out immediately and then put the phantom form in basement, just so like if you want to double check, you can just change to phantom form and then like teleport in. That's honestly the best case scenario here for us to do. But it seems like for FAV's survivor side, they did manage to find a little bit of room here to play against this Ivy. But that's a very beautiful stun back, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Lawyer is going to be having to come in to rescue. Meanwhile, we could actually utilize phantom form to go towards Felix, just so they can't decode any longer. I guess this is really just opera singer, but with more map control in a sense. This is kind of the new version of Polynoon right now. Polynoon era might have ended, but that doesn't mean that no one else can actually start it. We're going to be able to see Felix nearby here. Felix, we just need to leech on the teleportation over, and that's, oh no, not just not yet. Just not yet. Sadly, it wasn't ready just yet. Okay, we're going to be able to teleport over right here. That's a very beautiful 100 stack. Felix, a little bit out of position, wanting to come back to get rid of the tombstone, because tombstone has immunity for 15 seconds, I think. But we are going to be able to get the leech there. We are going to be able to get the teleportation out there. And that scream didn't really scream on time. A little bit unfortunate. I feel like we could have probably taken a bit more time with the scream, but that's going to be immediate blink down. Ido Hasu there, very nicely done. Very nicely done right there. So Nerisu is going over to rescue right now. What we're seeing here is, will they rescue? Because just in case something odd happens, okay, we did manage to get rescue. We can chair the first officer right now and most likely go back for Felix here, who is basically half health. But we should be able to get a leech here anyways, and we're at max. And then the corruption of transference is on cooldown. So this is going to be another 100 stack, getting the immediate hit down there. Nerusu's going straight towards a rescue. You could actually just chair Felix here. Realistically speaking, you could charge Felix here. It doesn't really matter what you do. You could just chair Felix here. Once we get the rescue on the survivors, and then teleportation out towards the lawyer. So it's gonna be a 2-man elimination guaranteed. That's what we want, and then we can slug first officer later on. That's the best case scenario here for Ivy. So Ivy right now we're gonna be able to get the leech. We aren't teleportationing out just yet because this is a before half rescue. Dacho on the other side as well, not nearby, but definitely not safe. He's gonna go towards the out of areas where there's no where there isn't any cipher machines, but he is looking in towards the chest right now, on towards the bottom left hand side of our screen, as you see here, of course. Okay, that's going to be the teleportation out here, immediately trying to look for lawyer, but lawyer is not nearby. A little bit unfortunate, tad bit unfortunate. Dacho running towards the 88% cipher machine. You can't let anyone decode that 88% cipher machine. That might just be the small bit of an issue right there. I guess this is kind of why we decided to get the new survivor out here as well, just to counter opera singer. So it does kind of make sense. You know, not opera singer, the Ivy. So it does kind of make sense. That's going to be the drop down there immediately. And Nellis is still currently on the run. We do see Ido has nearby as well. 1 second until our transference of corruption is ready. Corruption of transference is ready. And then Nellisu here, just still on the run. That's 60 stacks they're registered. First officer is still running about, trying to look for more items in chests. We see 43% chest opening speed right there. And that's going to be Nettie to immediately scream on towards the face. Blink is ready. Blink is ready. Dacho got a ball. Dacho got a ball. That's good. That's good, but seems like we're going to be able to get a teleportation out there immediately. We didn't get the ball pulled there on time, sadly, but we can still do it here, though. We can definitely still do it here, though. We're waiting. We're waiting. We're waiting. First officer, where's our items? First officer, okay, first officer didn't pick up his pocket watch, but that's fine. That's going to be a screen back, and that's going to be first officer down. Now then, all I want to do is to look for Nerisu here. Oh, we're going to speed this up by a lot. Sorry, it's like 9 minutes in towards the game right now. Like, this is the new version of Dreamwitch. You have Dreamwitch, Opera, and Bay now. Lol. What is Nerisu? Nerisu is here. We're going to be able to get teleportation out towards Nerisu. Nerisu going down here as well. You can just leave the lawyer here and go look for where the first officer is. First officer is trying to crawl towards where his shenanigan is. We could just teleport out and force him to self-heal. No. Oh wait, yeah, we're doing okay. We're playing it more safely. Fair enough. You should pick off first officer. No, I know they're crawling to. Oh no, they're all at 99. Okay, they're both at 99. Damn. Are they both at 99? I think you can leech on towards Nerisu then, and then pull it back. Yeah, and then teleport out. If you want to play really safe, you can definitely do that. But then Nerisu is first chair. Nerisu is first chair. What are we waiting? Huh? Huh? Hey! Nerisu is first chair. Broskis. Oh, we're waiting for them to bleed out. That's not the best case scenario you should do here, though. Okay, we got to pick up. Got to drop down. Okay, we got our pocket watch. Teleport over. 58 stacks. And I like, really, in this case scenario, we just have to wait for a blink. We just have to wait for a blink here, because 60 seconds isn't enough. 60 seconds really isn't enough here. And that is going to be a blink down. Okay, let's imagine the 4-man elimination here for Ela as we move on towards game 2.